All right, welcome back. Let's move on. Guys, let's talk about the Algerians a little. You said we should not get carried away by that's what you said. We should not get carried away by the late withdrawals and the injuries. But historically, we've always done well against the Algerians. We've always, seemed to do well against them. In recent times, they came up at some point, but on aggregate, I think they're not really much of a problem, like you would say maybe Cameroon or Ghana. So, I understand that it's not going to be a stroll in the park, but, should we be really scared of the Algerians?
Well, the way the Algerian national team is constructed at the moment, we have to be on our guards. You watch the Premier League all the time.
See certain Riyad
Mahrez, Slimani.
You see, Yacine Brahimi in Portugal.
Slimani very dangerous on the air. And saw the way they scored for Leicester over the weekend. It was a goal made in Algeria. Riyad making a pull-out and very clinical. So I think Donald Traore, his work is cut out for him defensively. I think the both teams have similar problems defensively.
Yeah.
We have argued that even the backline, the rear guard of the Desert Foxes are aging. They are not able to follow the tempo of the game. We have also had issues with our own defensive abilities, and that's why
getting the right partnership.
Yes, the game against Zambia, the Raw had to deploy an unusual player in an unusual position, and Leon Balogun was not there. How well Omero and Truss work together was a very, very big question. Now that Balogun is back, we hope that the defense line, especially the center back, could be a bit fortified. If you are playing against intelligent, fast, and brilliant strikers, the attacking line of Algerian national team, then the defense have a lot of work to do. I think our defense, especially.
North Americans always remind me of South Americans. I don't know. They're very sneaky. It looks as if you've knocked them. They're not. You've given them a sucker punch. They're not coming up. It looks as if they're dead and buried, and they just come at you. Get a goal, turn things around. So much like South Americans. This is not Africans. So much like South Americans. Is that something we should worry about? You might be a one goal. You might have a one-goal lead. Yep. It looks as if they're not playing well.
Yep.
And if we play the same high line that I saw against Zambia, that's where I'm going. You try to keep the offside trap. These guys, like you said, goal made in Algeria. These guys are very smart. 3 passes, they breach your defense, and when they get the chance, they'll bury it.
Yes, history might favor us, but we don't need to get scared about them. But we should respect them. We should prepare well. I think the key thing is they have quality players. They have individual players that can make the difference. You don't need to play the whole 90 minutes. Within 5 minutes, you can get the job done. And how is the Super Eagles going to respond? When it becomes so difficult. Maybe when we concede first, or maybe when we could not get goals if they give us a shocker. They need to get ready. Like everyone is been panic about our back four, which is very, very, something we are worried about. But maybe Balogun is back. We've seen in a couple of games, brilliant guy, tall, always ready to go into tackles, clinical tackles, partner with Ekong. But right back, and our wing backs will always be suspicious. Is it going to be Musa Mohamed, who hasn't get games in Europe? Is it going to be Ederson Chijile, who hasn't done well for himself? In a couple of games in the Super Eagles. So, and we're playing against a team who have brilliant players in the attack, Mahrez and the rest. It's always going to be a big game. Roy needs to do a lot of work. We need to get our player ready, and then we need to fight for all duration.
Let's go back to the Super Eagles again, because what Toby said, has just reminded me of something that has become the word on the street. The goalkeeping department, because you also have to look at that as part of your defense. Now, the first choice, Karl Ikeme, is not around. You guys are not Gernot Rohr, I know. You are not paid 10 million naira to do the job, but is it going to be a problem if your first choice is not around? You have to pick between Ezenwa, Akpeyi, Dele Alampaso. A lot of people will even argue that Alampaso should not be among the 3 in the first place. But it's there. There's nothing anybody can do about that. But that choice will probably affect what happens on the field.
Ikeme has been superb for us, for the national team. since he made his debut. The top-class professional. He has communicated well with his backline. And I think the luck we have is that we had an opportunity, almost similar situation, to see what Akpeyi can do in a match situation in Alexandria during the Nations Cup qualifier.
He gave a good account of himself.
And he gave a good account of himself. I mean, the goal he considered was not really his fault. There was a deflection, wicked deflection, and the backline, didn't do their work, didn't clear their line. So I think Akpeyi should, for me, fill that gap. He has been doing well, keeping regularly for Chippa United, and we have been watching him do so well for that club in game after game. And he's tall, he has physical presence. I think he will be able to communicate very, very well.
There's some sort of experience to rely on.
Yeah, with the backline. Very, very important. We don't want a goalkeeper that will have complex problems. Talking to some of the Euro-based professionals who will be in the backline. You need a player that will be in charge, shouting, backing, and have that confidence to arrange the defense.
Okay.
So for me, I think Daniel Akpeyi should fit the bill. Yes, I like the confidence of Ezenwa.
Yeah.
I've been reading some stories where he has
he's saying that he's ready.
He's ready. Yes, we need that kind of confidence. But at this level, sometimes your confidence can fail you.
All right. I don't know. Toby, a lot of people will also point to Akpeyi's performance at the Olympics and say that was a real blip. He was taken as an overage goalkeeper. A lot of us expected to see him as the first choice. We didn't see him. And the day he couldn't displace him. And the day he even came on, we considered goals that made all of us ask questions. Will that come into consideration?
Yeah, no, not really. You can't judge a player by a game. We've seen Akpeyi.
That probably just a bad day.
Just a bad day for him. We've seen Akpeyi in the national team called a brilliant goalkeeper. From his days at Atland when he won back-to-back Federation Cup at World, he was a brilliant goalkeeper. He has won it for himself at Chippa United. You can't rule out the fact that he plays abroad and he comes here with a lot of experience. He has that big heart, to talk to foreign counterpart also. But I don't think we should disrespect Ezenwa also. Ezenwa has been part of the national team from the home-based team to the main team under Oluse, now under Royals. This is going to be the third game we'll be getting involved, and he has advertised well for Likeme. So he should have experience enough. He should have enough confidence to keep against
whichever
Algeria.
of the two were safe.
I mean, and for the fact that we're playing at home, Ezenwa should have a lot of confidence. If Ezenwa get to play, I don't think I will panic. His experience, he's tall, he's got good reflexes also. I mean, if Ezenwa get to play, I don't think I will get scared. I think Ezenwa will do a good job.
Okay, all right, we'll leave it at that. As the days come, we will have more updates for you talking about that game. But it must be said, it's a must-win game for Nigeria to put us in a comfortable position as we seek to pick a ticket for the 2018 FIFA World Cup. We're not at the last two editions of the African Nations Cup. Need we say that if we do not qualify, it is a disaster.